This will be the most important photo of my life, said Jack Frost. How do I look? You look very handsome, your iciness, said the plum goblin. Then I am ready, said Jack Frost. Trusty pressed the button to take a photo, but nothing happened. Oh no, I think the battery must be dead, she groaned. I don't have an extra. What am I gonna do? We all just have to try again later. We can use it in next month's shoot, said Rachel. I am not waiting, Jack Frost shouted. Do something. Rachel hid a smile. She had guessed that Jack Frost wouldn't have the patience to wait. Well, there is one thing we could do, said Kirsty, trying to sound like she had just had an idea. If your photographer would lend us his camera, we would take your picture with that. The skinny goblin clutched the camera to his chest. Jack Frost turned to him and narrowed his cold eyes. Hand it over, he snapped. But, but, but you said, the goblin protested. Now, roared Jack Frost. With a jump of fright, the goblin held out the precious magic camera. Kirsty and Richard exchanged a glance. The plan was working. Kirsty stretched out her hand, her fingers brushing the strap of the camera. Inside Richard's pocket, Brooke was very excited to hear that the ghost was going to get the camera. She couldn't resist peeking out to see what was happening. Stop, bellowed Jack Frost. Kirsty froze and the goblin snatched her camera back. Jack Frost had seen Brooke in Rachel's jacket pocket. Jack Frost sent a bolt of icy magic towards the ghost, and the camera flew out of the goblin's hand and into Jack's grabby fingers. Two more ice bolts sent Kirsty and Rachel tumbling to the ground, and then Jack Frost ran past them towards the glass elevator. The goblins followed as fast as they could, and they dove into the elevator at once. It was a tight squeeze, but they all fit in, and the door started to close. Quick, stop them, cried Rachel, scrambling to her feet and racing after the pesky crew. But as she reached the elevator, the door slid shut and the goblins and Jack Frost were carried downward. The last thing Rachel saw before the elevator disappeared was four goblins' faces pressed up against the glass, all sticking their tongues out at her. Oh no, we lost them, Kirsty exclaimed, running up behind Rachel. We have to follow them, cried Rachel. We will be quicker if you can both fly, said Brooke. She glanced around to make sure no one on the cafe could see them. Then she zoomed into the air above the ghost and waved her wand in a wide circle. Silver fairy dust sprinkled down on Rachel and Kirsty. In a flash, the ghosts were swept off their feet and into the air. Sparkling fairy dust swirled all around them, shrinking them until they were the same size as Brooke. Delicate wings fluttered on their backs, and the ghosts hovered beside Brooke and smiled at each other. Ready? Brooke asked. Ready, said Kirsty and Rachel together. Let's go, Brooke cried, swooping down the staircase. A few seconds later, all three fairies zipped out of the stairwell and into the mall. They flew as close to the ceiling as they could, so the crowd of shoppers wouldn't see them. The mall was busier than ever. I hope we are going to be able to spot Jack Frost and the goblins among all these people, said Kirsty. Look down there, said Rachel, pointing down the Winter Woolies booth. One of the displays had been knocked over and shoppers were getting tangled up into the long stars on the floor. Shoppers were tumbling around, bumping into one another. If we look for trouble, I bet Jack Frost won't be far away, Rachel continued. Look, said Kirsty suddenly. Someone dressed in bright blue just ran into Timpington Toys. Let's go and see if it was Jack Frost. They all zoomed down to the toy store and swooped over the groups of kids. At the far end of the store, another group of kids was standing around a rocking horse. They all had they had all put on a funny hat and clothes from the dress-up section, but something about the way they were standing made Brooke want to look closer. "They don't look like ordinary kids," said the little fairy. As they neared the group, they saw long green noses sticking out from under the hats, and bony green fingers reaching out to stroke the rocking horse's mane. "They are goblins," cried Rachel.